Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? I'm going to be doing a video on who you should Super Awaken 5 first, as it is coming out in approximately 12 hours as I'm recording this. Dun dun dun! Oh, water. But we're going to be just going through and basically just showing you who you should Super Awaken. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of characters, so I'm probably going to go pretty fast. But if you don't know, SA5 coming out tonight. And I'm just going to basically be trying to help you minimize the chance of you wasting a lot of your coins. Now, I understand there are some units that you just absolutely love. You want to Super Awaken them just for that box. Like, some people like Easton's. You know, I have some people in the Discord that really likes Easton. So, they can SA5 them. But I'm just going... I'm going to make it so that you guys don't have to waste coins. Like, oh, I think this character is good. Blue Zeldris, he looks good. And then you SA5 them, you try him out, and you're like, bro, he can't crit. So, yeah. Basically, I'm going to be helping you out with that. Because it costs 15, like, Super Awakening coins. And it costs 4 regular coins if you have them, or actually, I think it's 12. 12 Super Awakening coins and 4 regular, like, SSR coins. If you have them 5 out of 6 or higher. If you have that below that, then you get the penalty. If you get the penalty, it is 15 Super Awakening coins and 5 SSR coins. I could be wrong, but I believe that's the math for it. And they are giving us 100 SSR coins and then, or Super Awakening coins. Jeez, that'd be insane. And they are also going to be giving us a Tower of or the dungeon, you know, and then you also get the Tower of Trials, so you're going to be getting a lot of Super Awakening coins. So you should be able to max out at least your main 4 units with SA5, but it's still a lot, because it's like, well, what if I want to max out other teams and have fun or variety? And that is totally understandable, so I'm going to be going into a little guide on who you should. So let's hop right into it, because I have to go really fast. So, Red Brawler Braun, don't do it. Absolute trash. Halloween Melly, absolute trash. Lost Fame, absolute. He's very good for any PvE farming, especially the new tower that has been coming out tonight. I will be doing a video on that. I did one on JP, but that team, I hate my account on JP. It's not that great. Red Monster, no, don't do it. I'll cry. I think this Elizabeth is useless. I don't remember the SSR one, so... I don't think this is... Let me look real quick. Which one is this? Because I know there's a red SSR Elizabeth as well. I think she is pretty good, actually. I believe this is the one that helps you recover 10% of HP. Or is it you? They all look the same, bro. Because this could just be the Valentine's unit, and I have absolutely no idea. Because they all have, like, the same freaking face. No, it's her. It's her. Isn't it? I don't know. No, it's not her. You know what? Somewhat. I believe she is somewhat useful. Zeldris, honestly, if you're a sim, he is so bad. If anybody has a shield or anything to counteract your like your spike damage, which is what I believe his crit card does, then it's not that good. Red Rosa, he's actually pretty good, so he's somewhat useful in like a Kyo team. And then alongside the new Zeldris that will be coming out, I've actually seen this team do very well, so I'd say he's somewhat useful. But if you don't do that team, then he's kind of meh. Blue Fraudrin, don't do it, obviously, because you want to keep him as low as CC as possible. You don't want to give him that extra HP. And then Green Fraudrin, I mean, no. I mean, he's kind of useful, but he's a pay-to-win one. He has to be absolutely maxed out, and even now, I still think he's like... in like the top 30 like highest CC units, but you want to out CC, so you know he's like somewhere in here. So yeah, it's up to you if you want to. I don't think it's worth it though. And then for the new raid that's going to be coming to global for level 90, Counter Meliodas, really good for it, so I'll say somewhat useful. Demon Meliodas, same thing. He does really well with it. He's like a cheese strategy pretty much. So if you want to find a really good character to beat the Belmos Demon, I highly suggest grabbing one of these two. They're very, very good. Red Demon Melly, no thank you. Red Derriere, I recommend. She's very good for Knighthood. Boss Battle, she's good for doing demons in general. She's good for a lot of PvE activities. So not really necessary in PvP nowadays. Like, she could work, I guess, but you have to be pretty lucky and not run into someone that removes buffs. Green Droll is actually pretty good. because you want to use him in like a control team, and also there's going to be coming a new knighthood boss, and I believe Droll is very, very good for that. So if you have an SA4, I would recommend just getting him to SA5, honestly. But he's not an absolute. I mean, he's like somewhere in here. So what I would do, guys, is obviously do the absolutes first, then the recommended, and then these. Now, this is my opinion. This is what I've seen in the game. If you don't agree, it's totally fine, understandable. Some people just like other units. So yeah. Galland, basically if you're Sora, that's the only reason. Green Gloxinia, honestly, he's kind of useful, but I don't think he's really worth it, because he can work with the Assault Melee team, but Blue Demon Meliodas, honestly, he's not good. He's not even a good farming unit anymore. Green Demon Hendrickson, he's good in the back line. That's basically all he's used for, and then of course the King team, but other than that, he's not really useful. His passive is what carries him. Red Zeldris, I recommend. He's a very good unit for the Assault Meliodas team. So if you use Assault Meliodas, I highly suggest getting him up. Granted, there will be the new Green Zeldris that is coming, which apparently is better. But I don't know. I don't really like the new Green did I say Meliodas? The new Green Zeldris. I don't know. He's not that great. Green Monspeed, somewhat useful, you know. Red Gloxinia, I highly recommend it. He's a very good unit to cleanse any debuff, especially considering the Zeldris and the Chandler that'll be coming. A lot of debuffs from that, and then along with Assault Mode Meliodas, if you attack him, then you get a bunch of debuffs, so therefore you can cleanse a Petrify for facing one with a Droll, and yeah, Glox is very, very good in my opinion. Green Derriere only works in the Assault Melee team, so if you use him, or her, then sure. Green Esterosa, very, very good in the new raid boss, the Belmos Demon, his full counter, and just making it so that way you just basically counteract an entire turn is very, very good. It has saved me and Chody multiple times. Yet again, if you're a Sora simp, she's somewhat useful. Melascula, I don't think SA5ing her is really necessary. I would just get her to SA4 and I would call it good until you get everyone else on your team SA5 first, then do Melascula. But I mean, if you simp, go for it. There's like one person in existence that simps for it, and you already know who it is, because this is literally his thumbnail or his picture or whatever. Jericho, she is very good. Wait, which one is this? Oh, this is the Valentine's one. Honestly, if you like her, do it. I don't think that this one is very good, though. She is basically only used for like her passive, whatever, her Valentine's passive. Assault Meliodas, oh, absolutely. He's an absolute must. He's so good for PvE. He can solo final boss demons. He can do all of that. It's crazy. Blue Diane, she's alright, but I don't know. Like, I mean, if you simp, then yeah, but I'm going to put her down here just because. Blue Droll, I highly recommend. He is very good for the Assault Meliodas team, obviously. And if you guys don't know, it is the unknown teams and the demon teams running rampant on JP. That is why I'm putting a lot of demons higher up than I usually would, because they're absolutely busted and you're absolute trash. Like, he's not even good for the red demon anymore, unless that's Nunchuck Bomb, but I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure they show the nunchucks on Blue Chuck. Nunchuck Bomb. No, trash. Hellbroom is a very good buff unit, especially for the new Belmos Red Demon. Yes, I know I'm saying it a lot, Belmos, but that's what he is. He's a very good unit for anything, really, like just buffing in general. For the Grey Demon, for Belmos, for Knighthood, for any kind of PvE tactic, he's there. He's very, very good. Blue Hendrickson, no thank you. Red Gil Thunder, you're like the only bad Gil Thunder, which is kind of funny. Slater, honestly, not worth it at all. Blue Melascula, no. Just no. Big Blue Diane, she's only good for CC in my opinion. Red Eskenor, he's not good at all. Green Nunchuck Bond, no, he's trash. Green King, he's somewhat useful for the green, Grey Demon, but other than that, he's not that great. I did use him to clear the tower though, the second floor. Also, a lot of these rare units, they do have like one use, which is usually only their passive, except for a certain one that I'll be talking about later. And now he only increases all green units attack-related stats by 10%, so he's very, very good for the Belmos team, and just throw him in the back. Red Sarbon, hell no. Blue Derriere, honestly, she's very, very good because you can strip away that Goddess Lich shield. You can strip away the Melascula buff, and then therefore you just one-shot him if he's already got that immunity buff where he just can't die. Very, very underrated unit, honestly. I talked a lot of trash to her at the very beginning, but she has grown on me quite a bit. And after SA5, she's in the top 5 for highest CC in the game. So I'm going to be maxing out Derriere after I max out Valenti's cosmetics. Kane, I mean, I don't even know what he does. Like, I think he reduces damage in deathmatch or something. I honestly can't remember, but it's not that great. SR Green Gother, he could be good, but, you know, bad CC and whatnot, so no, I'm not going to. No. Green Liz Hawk. I don't think she's good. I can't remember. She was not really useful, I guess. She was kind of fun in PvE or PvP when I used her the other day, but kind of just, she's an SR unit, you know, not very reliable. Gila, she's basically just there for a Jericho link. Frisia, no. Green Gil, honestly, I recommend both of these simply for tank teams. So like Tank Diane, Tarmel stance teams, Esterosa teams, Leone stance teams, which I did the other day, or last week, I guess. Very, very fun. And yeah, they're SRs. They're very, very easy to max, and they're very easy and cheap to super awaken. Blue, no. Red Gother, I highly recommend. Honestly, he's probably an absolute simply because so many units don't have immunity now. They've kind of fallen out of the meta, and the only one that really like gets around Gother is simply Goddess Liz and what's his name, Eskenor, because he becomes immune, and then Goddess Liz rarely even, you know, has any attacks, you know, and then of course Green Gother, but that's besides the point. Red Greenmore, get the heck out of my face, get out of my face. No, she's good for her her passive, very, very good. Green Greenmore, I've seen a very funny video with Seaton. He used him and it actually was pretty funny. Blue Hauser, he has a small use on the Tarmel team. I believe he decreases all enemies' crit resistance. I believe, I could be wrong, but I know he can be ran on the Tarmel team, so I'm going to put him up there. Green Hauser, though, absolute fodder. Did I not already have blue Jericho? No, it was just this one, right? Yeah, it looks like. Okay, so blue Jericho has the same passive as the red one. Okay, I thought I already had the blue one up here, but they both increase their affinity attack-related stats by 10%. Very, very good. Very underrated passive. It's very weird that they don't have a green SR Jericho. At least I don't think so. I don't know. Jillian, very good passive in my opinion, plus 30% HP. To her attributes, so green units. So if you want a tankier team instead of a more damage dealing team for Belmos, highly recommend bringing her. Jude, no thank you. Marmus, he increases all blue attributed units by 30% of their HP, so you know, very, very good. Very underrated unit. SR Meliodas, not really. He's a very bad unit. Green Merlin, very good for ult rush still, especially with the Belmos demon. That's what I use in the back. I use her, and then I use Eskenor, Esterosa, and Goddess, Green Liz, not Goddess Liz. No, he's not that good. I'm not gonna lie. Ruin, baby. That's just for me, guys. Don't actually SA5 him, but that's just for me. Actually, realistically, he would probably be here because he decreases all taken damage in a deathmatch by 20%, which could actually be very, very good in the back line. So yeah, I highly recommend him being here, but for me, he's number one, baby. No. SR Slater, he is only good for Knighthood boss from what I've seen. Like, he could be decent in PvP, but he is a red unit. He can cancel out everything but attack cards with a level 1 debuff card. So, you know, if you want to run a Gother, a Slater, and then, like, a Tank Diane and just rush Gother the entire time and just be really petty and annoying, that might work. But you're also having a very high chance of getting your face stomped in, so, you know. Twigo, plus 30% HP to red units, very, very good. Taizu, I don't even know his passive, honestly. He increases Pierce rate, and Pierce is dead. She has no weapons, no stats whatsoever. She is somewhat useful. She has an attack skill at rank 1, and I believe she had decreased the attack stat. I can't quite remember. But, I mean defensive stats, but she's pretty good. I've done a video with her. She was pretty fun. No. you look like the Elizabeth I was looking for earlier. The one that, because I think after you evolve her, she gets her red, or Goddess Lizai, because it has like that same like stance. So I think this is the one that gives you plus 10% HP related stats, so therefore you get more HP recovery, lifesteal, yada yada yada. Very, very underrated one, especially in knighthood, or not knighthood, guild boss. Not guild boss, final boss. Green Liz, I recommend. She is very, very good for the Belmos Demon. You just rush ult first turn. You just rush her ult. You move a few other cards, so that way you get 3 ultimate orbs. You use her ult, and then you rush the other person ult that you don't have ultimate, and you just have ults for days, baby. Red Merlin, I don't really agree. Not really. He's very outdated nowadays. Helbram is just not that great. No. I mean, he's useful in Guild Boss, but not worth it. I don't think she's that good. She's fun in PvP, but I don't think she has a purpose. Also, I'm basically just forgetting about this one, because basically any one of these characters you could just simp for. I'm not gonna lie, you'd be like, oh, I'm simping for this little beetle lady right here, so you know. Slime, honestly, only if you simp, man. Only if you simp. That thick slime, you know what I'm saying? Rimuru, don't do it until, apparently they will be getting buffed, and then they'll also be getting UR gear eventually, so you know that could be very good. Hauser used to be a very good farming unit, very outdated now. Same along with these two, kind of trash. Green Lilia, she has a decent passive, other than that, kind of trash. I mean, Elaine, all she's good for is that new boss on JP, that new final boss. It's like an updated version of King, from what I've seen, but there are probably better ways to do it nowadays. Red Arthur, simply because he's somewhat useful because of immunity debuff and whatnot, and his like buff card, and then he increases all humans by 50%. I believe it's HP related stats. I could be wrong, but very, very nice, especially when you pair him along with Rem. She absolutely pops off, especially in Crimson, so you know he'll go right there. Blue SR Arthur, he is only really good for that one Valenti raid, or that one Bond and Elaine raid, so not really worth it in my opinion. And oh, one second. Oh, I'm crying. Her, no, you obviously don't want to, because you want her to die as fast as possible. That way you get her her passive effect. I believe she gives you 2 ultimate gauge and cleanses all debuffs. And then we have Green Eskenor. I'm gonna recommend simply for Belmos Demon, simply because he absolutely pops off. You could put him in somewhat useful. I've seen multiple people do it, but I also simp for Eskenor, and you know what? I'm gonna like basically add these two together and put them up here. Jericho is the godlike unit for this raid, okay? I couldn't understand why she wasn't working, but I'll go into that further on why, like in my video on Belmos, once it eventually drops. But essentially, the more damage you do, the more damage he does back to you if you don't freaking kill that thing. So I was always getting very, very close to killing it, and then it one turns you and you just cry. So yeah, that's why she's very, very good, because she can actually like nuke and kill very easily. Green Diane, I absolutely recommend. She's an absolutely busted unit in PvP. She can make any unit patience in the game practically, and it's beautiful. Vivian, go away. You know what? Go away. Go away. Lilia is very decent for some raids and whatnot. I use her for final boss Eskenor, so you know that says something. No, he's literally just there for his passive. So somewhat useful. Blue King, no, he's kind of fallen off out of the meta, not really worth. No. She has decent CC, but no. This is Blue Nunchuck Bond, I believe. He's basically only good. Honestly, he's still really good for Red Demon. I'll put him there. Alat, she's literally only used in Knighthood, so no. Blue Arthur's actually pretty good if you could build him around a crit team. Easton, obviously a buff unit, very, very good. Also, I guess I should put Elaine. No, I'm not going to. Nah, Elaine is only useful in the Red Demon. Easton is actually used in multiple things like Knighthood and whatnot. Jenna, no, not really. They're basically just used for their cosmetic passive, so that way you can get double the cosmetic drops. Red Mono, no. Red Elaine actually has an insane passive. for Howlex Demon. Very, very good, but I don't have it. Apparently Zaratros is also an absolute god mode against Belamos, which just absolutely surprised me. I don't know because I haven't actually used him. I probably could on Global. And also, guys, we made it this far into the video, which I doubt 99% of you have. Please comment down below who you would like to see my second Super SA5 unit. First one, gonna be Ruin. I might do one of the Stranger Things unit as well, just because in case, what if they're really busted. But until we find out, I'm not really sure yet. Roxy, Red Roxy's not that great. Goddess Elizabeth, obviously she's like one of the best units in the game. Hawk, if his passive is active, you know, like when they buff him up to 50% of all stats, then yes, but as of right now, no. SR Aaron, not really needed. He does enough as he is. Mikasa, no. Honestly, I love Levi. He's so much fun. I'm not putting him recommended, but I'm putting him up at somewhat useful. He's so much fun in just clearing little small stuff. Red Diane, go away. No, this one's trash. I was like, wait, did I get the wrong? This guy. What is your name? What is your name? I can't remember his name. Whatever. Camilla, I'm sorry, Davo, but no, I'm not doing it. Ludo will be somewhat useful. But after SA5, he's going to the very bottom of somewhat useful, simply because he's not going to be able to out-CC like 90% of the, not 90, but like, okay, well 90% of the meta there. You can out-CC like Gother, and that is pretty much it. I mean, you can probably out-CC like Death Pierce and stuff, but you know, like the one, Goddess Elizabeth, Lost Vein, nah, you're not out-CCing them. They're miles ahead of Ludo. So if you whale them out, best of luck to you. Hopefully you face some non-sweaty people, but yeah, it's not gonna work. Her, no. Green Easton, not really meta anymore, unfortunately, even though she's an absolute waifu. So you know what? Just for you, Daifuku, here you go. Gurhid, honestly, I regret. Like, I leveled her up on JP, I believe, and I regret it because as soon as I did, I found out that her cards don't work. She can't heal. She can't cleanse. Yeah, I can't read Japanese, so I didn't know. I just saw somebody using Gurhid, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll use Gurhid. Big mistake. Not really. He's not really even... I mean, he's good for Tower of Trial. He's good for Tower of Trial, so, you know, I'll put him somewhat useful. Athena, she's somewhat useful as a backline unit, so, I mean, you could use her, because if you kill anybody, you steal away 2 ultimate gauge, which is very, very clutch in some situations, but... Red Lilia? No, not really. Green Gother, obviously, probably one of the highest tier units that you could possibly SI5. Green Roxy will have some use eventually. I see it down the future, especially with all the leaks we've been getting, and potentially what the Stranger Things will do, but you never know. Jericho, she's honestly just very fun, so if you're a simp, go for it. I would SI5 her, she's really fun. Keel, honestly, recommend. Very low recommend though, obviously, because the one is still relevant, but he's very, very fun. So you could probably just put him somewhat useful. That's a more accurate description. Also, look how similar they look. Like, he just has more depressed eyes and a skinnier face. Basically, if you're looking at that, Big Jugs. Mono, not really. I mean, she's useful for some raids, I guess. So, I guess we'll put her somewhat useful. Redshin, hell no. Rugal, no. Trash. I mean, he's good, but if you face a Goddess Liz, you basically just lose. Sariel, I highly recommend. He's a very, very good unit, obviously. Even with Assault Melee and all of them around, I still think he's going to be a very good unit in the meta. Tarmel, he's a very top tier unit. I don't know if he's an absolute best unit, but I highly recommend. Also, this is not in any order, by the way. This is not really in any order. The one, obviously, he's still going to be very prevalent. King, he is, I would recommend. He's very good for anvil farming. His team still slaps, especially if you go first. Unless you're facing Assault Melee, they'll probably clap you. Wing to Lane, hell no. Nanashi, no. MK2 Valenci, I highly recommend. She is the second highest CC unit in the game after SA5. I'm maxing her out. I'm almost done with her. I've maxed Eskenor's cosmetics. I've maxed all of Assault Meliodas' cosmetics. So, I might honestly just go into the Zelda's banner looking for some Assault Melee dupes. I don't know that yet, though. It kind of depends on the bank account. So yeah, Merlin, absolute god tier. She's so busted on JP right now. It's disgusting. No, not really. Denzel, no, I'm sorry. Like, you only work on like Howlix, and it's very, very iffy. Amelia is actually very good on JP. She's very prevalent. She has Gother's debuff card to dissolve away ultimate gauge. And she also has a freeze card, just like Red Jericho, where level 1, no damage, it freezes, and then at rank 2, you do like 200% damage, and then it breaks, and then you take more damage, and so on and so forth. And her passive is very good. If two enemies attack her, or if the same enemy attacks twice, they get frozen. So, Beatrice, no. Ram, I guess, simply to, you're literally just there for her passive. Like, she's basically just there to support Lolly and Merlin and Gother. Like, Gother's ultimate, I guess. That's literally it. Rem, bro, honestly, she's so good, so I'm going to put in highly recommend. She's a lot of fun. She's a massive damage-dealing amplify unit, and she's just really fun to use. I love just breaking people's rib cages with a fucking little 10-year-old, basically. And then Chandler and Zeldris, apparently they are an absolute, like, Chandler is going to be up here. And then Zeldris, I'm not putting him god tier. I honestly think he's going to highly recommend. I just don't like him. That's why I'm not doing it. But this is my tier list, ladies and gentlemen. Please let me know down below which unit, if you could pick one unit, which one would you SA5 and which unit would you switch around on this tier list? And yeah, like, I'm curious, what is your #1 pet peeve about my tier list? Obviously, ruin is an absolute. If you say anything, I'm going to ban you. But hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully this helped any new people coming onto Global or just coming back to Global or anything of those sorts. And please please consider hitting that like button and hitting the subscribe button. It means a lot to me. We're at 556 subscribers. Let's go. We're training. We're chugging our way to 600 subscribers. Let's go. So hopefully you guys have an amazing day, and please, at 12 a.m. Central Standard Time, United States. I don't know if there's a Central Time anywhere else in the world, so I have to clarify that. Please come out, watch us live stream. We're going to be going 1 full rotation on Stranger Things. If they're absolutely busted, we might even go 2 rotations, but I'm not quite sure yet because they don't tell us what the units do! Sorry I had to yell. But hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully you guys have an amazing day. Peace out.